Hello everyone, in this short video I'll be explaining how you can customize an existing Docker image for the Sparkflows as per your requirement. So let's say we have an image with this particular tag. This is already published and maintained by the Sparkflows team, and what you need to do is add some custom configuration which is specific to your application, or maybe this is security, or you might be using a custom SSL certificate. For that you need a different key store file. So let's look at the folder structure. So this is a corner folder where you have a bunch of configurations with respect to the application. It also has a configuration with respect to the keystore.js file, so you can also override the custom keystore and put it over here. You can specify the password for that particular keystore that is going to be used when the server starts with your custom keystore. You also have DB properties where you can specify the path of the h2db, or if you're using MySQL, you can always go ahead and change the username, the password, and the driver class name for your database where the metadata is going to be stored. So currently we are supporting MySQL and Postgres. There are also environment variables where you can customize that, which we are going to look at it at a different point of time. But for now, if all you want is to control your configuration from this local folder, you just add this folder and copy it to your new image. Now you might also need to override the entry point.sh, which is being triggered as soon as the Docker image is run. So you can also customize the entry point, which may not be necessary all the time, but maybe a minor tweak here and there. It is perfectly possible. And then make sure that you have made the entry point.sh file executable. So once you have the custom Docker file ready, you need to build the image. And in order to build the image, you have to have access to the build argument, which is a Spark version, the release version, and the MySQL client. So based on this particular image, we have 3.5.2 as the Spark version. The release version is 3.3.27, and this is the default MySQL client version that we are using for connecting to the MySQL database, if at all we are using. And then you can always have a different Docker image version. When you're running the Docker container, you have options, multiple. You have the option to provide different environment variables. For example, what is going to be the HTTP port, HTTPS port, the keystore password, the DB host, the port name, the username, and the password. So there are DB related credentials that you can pass through the environment variable, and also you can specify the keystore password if at all you're using a different keystore for launching your web server. To give you a quick view of how the Docker command looks like, here's a simple one. Now if you see that we are providing a memory of 12 gigs straight up, this is the reason being is that this particular container takes quite a lot of memory because it runs a Spark server on a local mode. Again, here you can see the port number that you want to map, the volume that you want to mount, because for every restart you do not need to override the configuration files. And again, the same set of keystore password, the HTTP port, what DB you're using. Over here you can specify the Postgres or MySQL. You can specify the host name, password, and the username and port. And obviously after that you can specify the image name. Once you run this command, you will be able to access the application from the localhost based on the port that you have mapped. Okay, so that's it for customizing the Docker file, building it, and running it on your own virtual machine.